Hey everyone, Merry Christmas. I just want to give you a quick word. I was thinking about the story of Christmas and how Mary and Joseph had to travel a pretty long distance. Mary was on a donkey, and Joseph was walking on his sandals, or like we say back home, chanclas. And it made me think. That was rough. That was a rough road. This couple had it pretty rough. She got pregnant early. They weren't married, uh, and there was a lot of talk that in the town that they were in, saying, how did she get pregnant so quick? They're not married. You know how it all goes. But anyways, I got to thinking about it, and just talking and meditating on it, and talking to God about it. And he was bringing some things to me that I never really thought of. They went through this long road. They traveled a long distance, and then when they got there, it was dark, and the town was busy. It was crazy. They couldn't find a hotel room. She was already in labor. She had to ride on that donkey's back. He was walking barefooted, or in his sandals, the whole entire time. I'm sure his feet hurt. They just really need a nice place to rest their head. Order room service. And wait for this baby to come. But no, her water broke in the middle of them traveling, and they couldn't find anything in the end. To make matters worse, as they're traveling, they're walking down. I just want you to think about this. They're walking, it's hot. They're walking through rocks, stones, hills, mountains, all that kind of stuff. And right toward the end, when they're feeling, oh, awesome, we're going to be able to be in a room, it got worse. They couldn't find any rooms, and they kept knocking, and the time kept getting closer and closer and closer. She, was getting ready to have this baby. And it got worse toward the end. But they kept on. They kept being persistent. They ended up having a baby in the weirdest place, in a barn. But if they would have gave up, what would have happened? Something could happen to the baby, but instead they kept being persistent no matter what. They had the baby, and that baby saved the world. So what the point was that God brought to my attention was they didn't give up. They didn't give up when the road was tough. They didn't give up on that dream that God gave her, on the dream that God gave Joseph to have this baby. No, they didn't give up. Even when it got worse, right at the very end, it got worse. It got worse up to the very end. And you know what they did? They said, I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to pursue, because it's a God-given dream. And they did not give up. And because they did not give up, that dream saved the entire world. Just think about that. What dreams have you given up on this year? Because it's been a crazy year. We've all felt it. We've lost faith in people, because they said promises they didn't keep. But did you give up? Did you give up right in the end? Right at the end, when you're about to give birth to that dream, that reality? And if you did give up, whose life could have been saved in that process? Or maybe you find yourself, and you are in the middle of that road, and you haven't given up. Just keep going. Yeah, it may get darker, it may get harder, but keep going. Because what you have inside of you, you're going to give birth to that God-given thing that God's called you to do. Don't give up. And if you are one of those, hey, I did give up. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. God says it's okay. I can help you get back on track if you just stop what you're doing and give it back to me. And trust me, I'll get you back there. It's all good. Well, anyways, I just wanted to give you that quick thought. God was dealing with me on some things about dreams and giving up when it feels rough, when it feels like no one's supporting you. But God says, don't worry, I got you. Don't give up when it gets worse, because at its darkest is when it gets brightest. That's why the star was so bright, because it was the darkest time. Well, anyways, I just want to tell you Merry Christmas, and we love you. Have a great Christmas. Hey, check us out at www.echochurch.life. We would love to get to hear if you sign up for the emails, and just have a great time and have a Merry Christmas.